Welcome back to part 5 of Sonic Delta 40MB. Last time, we made it to Ice Cap Zone. This time, we made it to Ice Cap Zone. I said the same thing twice. That sucks. This is definitely the beta music, so I looked it up in between episodes. It's been like a week. I had things to do, not gonna lie. I was doing big things. Presenting at conferences. Not playing video games. Who am I? But in between episodes, I did find out that this is, in fact, the beta music, as was originally suspected, and that's nice. It's good music. It's fitting, I think. It kind of fits. Maybe it fits a little bit better. Like, it fits a little bit better than. There we go, Supersonic. It fits a little bit better than the original music, I think. Like, at least when you know that the original music is, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson touched it. It's a little bit. Oh, there's another one that's crazy. 30 lives in Sonic 2. That's insane. Yeah, it's always. I don't know. It's refreshing hearing some music that's not the Sonic 2 music. The Sonic 2, or the regular Sonic 3 music. The Sonic 3 music is good. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not out here complaining. But knowing that this is in fact like music that was made for the game without Michael Jackson's hand, it's like, okay, this. I have more respect for it because it definitely is thematically appropriate. It also sounds a bit more like, I think I mentioned in the last episode, it sounds more like Sonic 3D Blast music. Oh, we got Sugar, okay. Which now I'm wondering, like, does that mean that Jun Senoue produced it? Maybe? I don't freaking know. Anyway, since the last time I played, since the last time I've been here, we've gotten some big Sonic news, some major Sonic news. Alright, we have... let's do that. And you gotta crouch. I did it the wrong way. I'm looking the wrong way. Got some major Sonic news. Sonic Frontiers. I'm not gonna lie, the game looks like trash. That like they did their for IGN's first preview, and it's currently June 4th, 2022. And so far, I think I've seen the like the overworld demo or whatever, like the world demo, like the first gameplay look, and then we had the combat, the first look at combat. And I'm not gonna lie, like, if that game's coming out this year, which I thought originally was like a 2023 release, because I thought it was weird because this is, or no, I guess it is this year because they announced it last year, and I was like, why isn't it coming out this year? Because this is the 30th anniversary of Sonic, and no, they're like, we're gonna bring it out the next year. So yeah, it's coming out this year. I think I guess holiday season. And my God, it looks unfinished. Like I'm hoping that like maybe the level that they're using, like the area, the map is like a placeholder, because it looks like, and I know people are saying it, but it looks like a generic, like it looks like a generic game. It doesn't look like a Sonic game or any game. It looks like, well, so it kind of reminds me of like Xenoblade. Was it Xenoblade Chronicles? Like it kind of reminds me of that. A lot of people are comparing it to Breath of the Wild because of the musical choice. I'll be honest with you, I didn't play much of Breath of the Wild. I have it. I didn't really like it. Which, if that means anything, maybe I will hate this Sonic game. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of Breath of the Wild. I don't like the aimlessness and the I really just couldn't stand the sword death. The fact that your sword can break. I know, it's just like, okay, craft another one, but if I don't have the materials or I don't want to craft another one, then let me just keep using the same honking sword that I've been using. Anyway, a lot of people compare it to Breath of the Wild. It looks nothing like Breath of the Wild. I think it's just like the open world. Every mascot character has had like an open world game in the last few years, it seems, between like, well, at least Nintendo, Zelda, Mario, Kirby, Pokemon, like all their main franchises have had one. So I get the comparisons, but I definitely, it feels like the world is too realistic for a character like Sonic, especially when you look at the combat animations where he has like some freaking, Gumby arms. Like he has, who's the stretchy mofo? I was gonna say Rayman, but Rayman doesn't really stretch. He's just kind of generally wonky looking. But yeah, it's a really weird looking game. Sonic definitely does not fit the style of the rest of the levels. The enemies, they might be some of the worst enemies since Unleashed. I say it because like Unleash's enemies they definitely didn't really fit in the egg bots. They didn't fit in with the levels that much. Like they were okay for what they were, and I think they grew on me just because they are all over that game. But like the fact they didn't recolor those enemies in Unleashed, go watch my playthrough by the way. The fact they didn't color the enemies in Unleashed, and it was just like the same kind of dark bluish purple egg bots or whatever they're called, egg robos. It became really lackluster to fight them. The only time they recolored them, actually, now that I think about it, was oh, you gotta beat me, Tails. All right. Only time they recolored them was for the first level, like the very first level of the game, and they were a different color. They were like orange or dark red, dark orange, and yeah, I just the enemies look like trash. He has that weird homing attack, where like he kind of zooms away from the enemy and then flies towards him. Just listen. This really sounds like Sonic 3D Blast. That's interesting. Oh, I burned my Insta Shield. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the enemies. Oh yeah, the homing attack where he like zooms away looks really, really weird. Like I absolutely hate it. Like it's disorienting, and it's almost like, oh, let's just add visual spectacle here for the sake of having visual spectacle, but it doesn't add anything to the gameplay. Maybe I'll like overlay some footage of the game, because like it's really hard to watch, knowing that this is like the 30th anniversary and this is what we're kind of holding out on for the last 5 years since Sonic Mania. Like it'll be almost 5 years, and we will have been holding out for what looks like a fan game. And that's disrespectful to fan games, because fan games, even those weird open world Sonic fan games, they make a point of, okay, if nothing else, we'll reuse that checkerboard texture because that is Sonic. Like that's iconic for Sonic. Like when you see checkerboard hills, you know you're playing Sonic the same way. When you see, donut plains or freaking cloud bush, you know that's Mario. Like there's certain things that are just identifiable. And the fact that they just kind of put this world, and granted, the description of the videos, or the description of the game, says that it's the island that Sonic starts out on, and he just kind of finds himself mysteriously there. So it could be, this could be belying the rest of the game, and we could end up with a game that is perfectly Sonic. And I would understand why they would not want to show that off, because you want people to be excited for it. But even still, if you look at the way like Sonic doesn't interact with the terrain, you look at the way the puzzles are just like generic block puzzles that could be in literally any video game. It's so frustrating that, yeah, you might want to hide some of the stuff for the main release, but this doesn't get me excited for the game. This gets me worried. Like I'm worried that we're not going to have a good Sonic game, and you should be building excitement. Not don't make the fan base worried, and then be like, oh, tricks you, it's actually a good game. Because they haven't earned that right. Sega and Sonic Team have not earned that right with Sonic to try to pull a fast one on the fans, because we've been buying their games, supporting their franchise, and time after time been let down. I don't care who you are, Sonic Forces is not a good game. It's not. It's a decent... Well, okay, let me rephrase that. It's not a good Sonic game. It's a decent enough game, I guess, but it's a terrible Sonic game. Like, I've said it once, to say it again. The unnecessary bottomless pits, which, if you go back and look at any of my fan game reviews, the bottomless pits don't work in Sonic games. They just don't, because you're supposed to be going fast. If I have to second guess every jump because it might be a bottomless pit, that's not good design. That's you basically treating me like crap because I'm trying to play the game the way it was intended. And you're saying, no, just trying to fall in this random pit that we threw. Like, I've been playing this game this whole time. These are the authentic, Sonic 3 levels. And we haven't hit a bottomless pit because there really aren't any. And the ones that they do have, they're put in places where you don't have to keep second guessing yourself and figuring out whether or not you're gonna die. So yeah, it's just a little silly. I'm not gonna lie. it's a little silly that we're 30 years in and Sega and Sonic Team still don't know what to do with this character, which had a blueprint for success because Sonic Mania and Sonic Generations were perfectly good games. And I'll be honest, I'll take Sonic Unleashed over Generations because the thing about Generations that is a cop-out is the fact that all the levels come from previous levels. So yeah, it's a continuation of things that work, but it's also, it relies on the strength of past games. So I'm like, I look at Unleashed, and you managed to make a world that is both realistic because every single level is based off of a real place in the real Earth, but you managed to make it cartoony enough so that this blue hedgehog and his twin-tailed fox didn't stand out, and freaking Amy Rose didn't stand out in it, while keeping the locations kind of like true and like inspired by real things. Like when I'm in Empire City, yeah, I know it's not exactly New York City, but it's close enough, and it's close enough to, you know, Chicago. It's close enough to other cities where you get the idea of what they're going for, without feeling like, oh man, this is like a total ripoff of a realistic place. It bothers me because clearly they have talented developers at Sega and Sonic Team. I guess it's just Sonic Team, really. Clearly they have talented developers and they know how to make good games. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm not appreciative of the people who do know what they're doing, but just as a whole, something goes wrong in the development process, and they lose sight of everything that makes Sonic Sonic, and then we end up with a game that probably should star some other character. Like, maybe that's what they need to do. Maybe that's what Sega needs to do. It's like, bring back Rystar. Rystar? I don't freaking know. I played that game like once on the Switch online. You know, bring him back. Bring back, what's the dance game? The freaking Space Channel 5. Like, if you want space levels, bring back Space Channel 5. There's another game too that, not Alex Kidd, but I mean, bring back Alex Kidd. Like, you have options. Just bring back other characters or create other characters if you want to experiment. But don't do it with Sonic because Sonic is its own game. So with that 12-minute rant out of the way, we're almost done with the Sonic 3 portion of this game. So here's the thing. Originally, I was going to get all the Chaos Emeralds, and I personally don't really feel like playing Sonic. I don't feel like playing Final Zone. So I'll go for the Chaos Emeralds. If I don't get the Chaos Emeralds, though, I'm not going to fret about it, or the Super Emeralds. Mostly because I don't feel like dragging this playthrough out any longer. Like, Hypersonic's cool. Hypersonic's probably the cool. Come on, bro. Alright, this is a good one. This is a good one, so I mess with it. You know, Hypersonic's cool, but is it worth playing this game, like, even longer? I don't know. And it's not even necessarily the Final Zone that's a problem. Now that I have remembered in my many playthroughs that you can, in fact, dash in space, and it's not like you're just trying to catch up with them by not hitting missiles. Which, go watch my playthrough of Sonic 3 if you don't know what I'm talking about. I didn't, like, for whatever reason, the dash wasn't working for me. And I ended up trying to beat him by, like, just catching up to him. Like, catching up to Dr. Robotnik the normal way. And it just wasn't working, so go figure. This boss is actually kind of interesting. I'm gonna see if I can do a no-hitter. No-hitter quarter. No-hitter quarter. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. I definitely miscounted there, but like, even this, there's a bottomless pit there that you literally can't fall into, which is so stupid because, like, that's what Sonic's about. But yeah, I don't know. I might just skip the Hyper Emeralds. The stages take so long, and then the episodes end up being, 40 minutes, which, like, are fine, but I just don't really feel like sitting here and playing that. I just want to get through the levels. Is that Sandopolis in the background, or is that just, like, it's probably just a regular mountain region. But what else is new? As I said, it's June 4th. I recently did this thing I wrote about why I'm kind of burnt out on Elden Ring. It was right after beating Renala, and it's so funny because it was right before I beat Renala, I should say. 1, 2, 3. Oh, what? Okay, whatever. I have more than enough rings to get through this. Do we play? Do we fight Big Arms? That's weird that it's 9 hits. Yeah, we fight Big Arms. What's up, Big Arms? Let me get that Big Arms music. Oh wait, he doesn't have the music. The music, the Supersonic music supersedes the Big Arms music. That's interesting because it should have transitioned songs, and that should be the key to overwrite the Supersonic music. It's just interesting that that's okay. Yeah, you can slam me. I don't care. He can hurt Supersonic. Can he hurt Supersonic? No, he can't hurt Supersonic. Come on, one more hit. But yeah, I have been. What was his name? Oh, yeah. So I wrote about not really wanting to play Elden Ring anymore because I've played like 28 hours or 27 at the time. Couldn't beat Ronaldo. I fought her like 5 times in a row. Couldn't beat her. One day, like a week ago, I loaded up the game. I'm like, all right, let's just go in. I beat her with like 1 hit of health left, and she had summoned that spectral dragon that she can summon. And like, had I not seen it, I would have been burned and killed. But like, I beat her, got the trophy, and like, oh, junk, I beat her. And so then I end up going through Caria Manor, which I'd been to Caria Manor before, and I couldn't beat freaking those hand enemies, like those freaking spider hands. So then I was like, all right, I'm just off the game. I boot up the game. I get through Caria Manor, which Caria Manor is not that up. I end up beating freaking Loretta. Gold Knight, Royal Knight Loretta. I beat her on the second try. I mean, with my bony bros, of course, but I beat her on the second try, and I'm like, that's crazy because I was just saying how I was burnt out on this game, and here I am just turning around and getting her done. Like, it's pretty crazy. I always say, like, if you go from left to right in these stages, like on that Emerald select screen, I'm always like, oh yeah, that's the toughest order. It's really not. I don't even know what the toughest order is, because like, you can pick any stage in any order, and every time I go to play them, I'm like, whichever one I pick, these are fairly simple. I just find that they're longer. Like, some of them feel a lot longer than the regular ones, the main ones. The Sonic 3 stage, there you go. Let's go here. Let's go here. And let's try. Is that it? That's not it. There we go. Yeah, these are just confusing because the layout can be confusing. You're like, I don't know where the heck I'm going. There we go. Alrighty, 1 down, 6 to go. I'm gonna be on the lookout to see if anything else is different in this area, because I have to go back and read what is the difference between like Sonic Delta and Sonic, 1, 2, 3 and Knuckles, because so far there haven't really been like, were there? I guess did Sonic 2 have some level changes? I don't even know, but just listen. Oh dang, I didn't mean to get speed shoes. But I always liked how funky the song was. Like, alright, come on Tails. Work with me. I said, work with me. I feel like this isn't working the way I thought it would. I used to know where all the emerald holes are in this game, or in this area. They're pretty easy to find if you just kind of think the way you would think, like the way somebody would hide something in a video game. You can find them fairly simply. The problem is There's like a handful of them. I believe there's 7 of them between Acts 1 and 2 of this area. It's just a matter of not going too far and missing them. But they're usually like fairly high in the air, like fairly high in the levels. Is there one? Nope. One here? Yeah. It would be nice if you could do like 2, have Tails go in one, control him there, and then back out, go into one with Sonic, control him there. That'd be kind of cool. Oh yeah, this one's kind of tough. Alright, got that. And, okay. This one's tough just because you have to make sure you know where you're going. Though I think once you hit one of the yellow balls, it's actually fairly simple because it's not going to take you the wrong way. You just to make sure you hit every orb that you can. Yeah, okay. It always seems weird because it seems like it's open and then it just puts you on a path and you just go and get them. The perfect is fairly difficult because I guess you have to turn around though, so. God, we're 2 months out from the 8-year anniversary of Brand Plays Games. It's crazy. Like, it really doesn't matter to me. Like, I don't really think too much about it, but I do think it's funny that from on a personal level, I think it's funny that I have been doing this long, because I don't, clearly don't do it for the subscribers. I don't make any money off of this, obviously. I just thoroughly enjoy making these videos. I enjoy watching these videos. There we go, and don't touch anything. What are we looking at? No, I want to be up there. That's usually your best bet with these types of things. Being on the high path, as I said. I always like those little butterfly guys because they're so like placid. Yeah, I just jumped to the bottom. Okay. Like they're so chill. I always love these things. Like as a kid, you're just like, what do I do? And not that you don't figure it out, but it's just kind of fun that you can stretch it. It got that goo. Got that goo. And like you can run, and it's like it's not doing anything. They seem so animated considering what they are. Oh, sneak this, sneak this, sneak this. That was clean. That was clean. Give me props for that. Tails gonna get fucked. Yeah, I just got fucked up. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's the end of that. And 2, and oh, come on. I definitely insta-shielded perfectly there, but whatever. You're dead. And give me that. Oh, dang. Let's go until... You know what? Part of me is tempted just to play the whole game here. And if I don't, like... The fact that it's only 6 levels is good. It's just like, this level's fine. And then you get to Sandopolis and you're like, crap. Sandopolis. It's just so dang long. This one, the thing that bothers me is I know exactly where the emeralds are. I just don't know if I have to get them in a certain order. Or where the emerald rings are. Because, okay, 1 I think is down here, right? Nope, that's a loop. Oh, this is 1. There's 1 right here. Okay, cool. I think I'm going in order because the thing is there's 1 where it's like... There's 1 where it's, Alright, let's do this. See, this is the other one where it's like... When you start to stop and think how this would work in a 3D space, it's super confusing. Because like the areas look the same, so it's like this is like your little hub area. And if you don't get those, oh god, okay, just stop talking. I'll just do it this way because that's easier. And see, so now I'm like, I went 1 way, and see now I have to go backwards, and I'm so confused. But like I know where they are. And it's easy enough to jump over. Wait, does this one have like? No, this doesn't have more than the ones you have to get. Okay, I think we're good. because now I can just go this way. The problem is knowing, okay, that's the jump. That's the jump. We'll just, and hey, okay. That's the jump, and there you go. All right. Yeah, it's just so confusing because, like, in a 3D space, it would just be weird. In a 2D space is weird too because, like, the distance between each blue orb feels like it's longer, and it's, I don't know. It's just it's confusing. But I managed to do it, so that's all that matters. Maybe they are harder on the right side because that was definitely a little more puzzling in my brain than like the others. Okay, so I know one of the special rings you get to by riding a mushroom, a blue mushroom, and let's see, you don't do anything. You just grab it and you go. It might actually be. Wait, is this Knuckles? Okay, no, that's not Knuckles specific. Oh, this is the one. Don't press anything, and that didn't do it. Okay. That definitely did not do it. Alright. Will this fall if I... Oh, no. I should probably mention, like, I really do like this... Come on, bro. I really do like this zone, just because you don't have a lot of, like, autumnal zones. In, like, platforms in general, I find, like, it's always the lush green forest, but they're never like, oh yeah, we're gonna have this, autumn theme zone. At least, I'm sure they do, and I'm sure I've played some I'm not thinking of, but generally speaking, the Marios, the Raymans, the Sonics, the Crashes, it's always about having a really... Okay, do it? Aren't you supposed to... Isn't this supposed... Oh, it's not this one then. It's not this one. Because one of them catches a breeze. Easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. Oh, it's this one. It's chicken. It's chicken. Is this like the spiritual successor of Grounder? There we go. That's what you want. Oh wait, no, nope, that's not it. You gotta fly up. It's so weird too because like you don't really think you can control that or have a hand in. There we go, just like that. Yeah, there's a wind. Shout out Argon Matrix. There's a wind. Oh god, that's a deep cut. Somebody said it's a deep cut. Get that good moonwalk. All right. Yeah, I said I wasn't gonna get all these, and I'm gonna get all these. So I might just beat the game in this one straight up run through because yeah, it's gonna be uneven because like the first 4 parts of the game are like Sonic 3, but I don't really care. All right, give me that, and this is you bonk. You bonk, you turn. But this is all visual cues because I have the Elgato. So be careful. Alright. I should probably look into getting like a higher in-capture device. But honestly, it doesn't really matter to me. There we go. Hey now, hey now, hey now. Hey now, where are we going? There we go. You bonk, and you go. Alright, cool. Yeah, that one's tough because, as usual, when you listen to the Elgato, there's like that slight delay, so you don't get the sound effect. Because usually you hit the bumper and you turn, but you can't do that, so... yeah, I always plug into the computer that's recording the game and not the computer that is playing the game. I don't know why. I think because one time I did that and the audio wasn't recorded because it thought that the audio was being output through like the headphone jack instead of the HDMI that's recording it. So it just, I don't know, it just was weird. But actually, I think there's another one here, right? I can actually find these. No, get off my spring. I can actually find these in the second act better than the first act. Alright, get that. And get that. And yeah, I think there's one up here. And then you go here. Oh, wait, no. Okay, wait, actually, maybe yes. Maybe yes, maybe yes. Nope. It's coming up. As long as we don't hit the... Yep, here it is. Alright, cool. And then I know there's one more. Because basically there's the fall section of this game. And then there's the winter section, which again, just so cool that there's a seasonal change. And so you think about it, that doesn't require anything other than changing like the color palette of the level, but it's such an iconic thing for Sonic fans. Like, I remember Mushroom Hill Zone because of that. Like, it is something that I look forward to seeing, and I recall seeing as a kid because it was just different. Like, you didn't have levels where Mario was like, oh, I'm in an underwater level, and then it transitions into an ice level because the water froze over. Like, you didn't have that back then. So the fact that they did that here is really cool, and it's a shame that they don't do it anymore. All right, just get that, and all right, so we just need, I think that's 5, right? There's like 2 on the left, and we'll have 6. That's so crazy, because I'm sitting here like, oh, I don't know where all the super emeralds are. That's so wild. All right, so maybe I'll stop after Mushroom Hill, because yeah, that's 4, that's 5. That's crazy. It's so quick. I'm so glad you can do this, because honestly, I'll get the next one. And look at the transition. Like, you go here, it's autumn. You go here, it's winter. It's so cool. That always bothers me that, so autumn is like the only season that has 2 names, right? Like, you got spring, it's just spring, which like makes sense because, you know, the leaves, they spring out. Get that ring. All right, cool. You know, summer's a name. Like, it's the seasonal name. It's also a name, I guess. And then like winter is the name of the season. But when I stop to think about like, and then, you know, autumn is a name, and it's like a specific name for the season. Whereas like fall is what the leaves do, which is what I'm assuming is where like fall comes from. But it's just weird because I'm like, spring is kind of that outlier. And then the other 3 seasons, like spring, winter. Okay, just shut up. Just stop talking. I'll do this after I'm done. Alright, come on. This one's easy enough. It's just paying attention and knowing when the loop gets short. Oh, I almost bonked it. I almost bonked it. So yeah, so you have autumn, which is like a classy name for fall. Summer is classy enough. Winter is classy enough. Spring is just spring. Like, why isn't spring like some other word? I'll have to look that up. But then when you think about like fall and autumn, like autumn has 2 names. You can call it fall, you can call it autumn. Why doesn't spring have 2 names? Why doesn't summer have 2 names? It's just weird. Interesting. All right, so we have one more. We basically have 5, well, like 10 chances to get 1 more emerald. So, well, okay, 10 levels to get 1 emerald. I know I can find. See, that's the problem though. Like, that's part of the reason why I make a point of getting 6, and if not 6 and 7 in this area, because I can't pinpoint 1, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. There we go. That's 4. I was miscounting. Oh, look at that good moonwalk. Ooh wee, ooh wee. Oh damn. Good thing, Tails. I always thought this was like a really neat boss because of how bulbous he was. Oh wait, that's the last hit? That's so interesting. Has it always only been 7 hits? I never noticed that. Alright, well that's going to do it for this episode of Sonic Delta 40MB. Next time we're going to come back, play through Sky Launch Bay Zone? Metallic Madness? What's this zone called? Flying Battery Zone. And then, maybe Sandopolis, and see what lies in store for our Spiny Blue Protagonists. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.